It's the Doulbewide Dudes. Ooh, watch out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Doulbewide Dudes podcast. In this episode, we're going to have our good friend of ours, LeRoy, jump on and talk about his experience on how it's like living in a mobile home and talk about the stigma that we've been covering, which is trailer trash. But first off, how we doing, AP?
I'm doing real good, real good. Watching those downloads climb. We're over 260 now, Mousetrap.
Ooh, that's exciting. Yeah, I hope those numbers continue to rise. I feel like the more people we can reach, the better. But yeah, it sounds like you and LeRoy had a real good conversation, AP.
Yeah, we did, and I'm glad he was able to come out here and join the podcast with us. I was really surprised by the outpouring of comments and folks we had after that first episode of Trailer Trash. A lot of folks grew up in manufactured homes, and if they could go back in time, from what we're hearing from these people, they wouldn't change a thing. Right?
Yeah, they'll do it all over again. All right, well, let's jump right into the interview. That way, you guys can hear firsthand from LeRoy on what it's like to get into mobile home and some good details in there on the whole purchase experience. So thanks again for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy.
All right, LeRoy. Well, thanks for joining us today. How was your day, man?
Man, it was awesome, man. Got to work on a dragster. Hopefully we can get y'all guys' name on the side of that. I think that'd be pretty cool, man. The guys over at Collier Racing would be happy about that. It's a top dragster, so it's a 7-second car.
Yeah, I showed my son the pictures of those things. He loved it. What kind of car is that exactly?
It's a top dragster. They have different classes for something like that, and in that it's real competitive, real high volume, natural aspirated car. You're talking running, low 7 seconds in a quarter mile.
Oh, man.
Easily.
So super fast.
Super fast.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Well, we really glad you came out here, and we're tackling the stereotype and the myth of trailer trash. And I know you've been raising your family for the last 10 years in a manufactured home, and you and Michelle are in the process of buying a brand new manufactured home on an acre of land. So right off the bat, how do you feel about the stereotype of trailer trash, LeRoy?
Man, the stereotype on the whole trailer trash, it's pretty funny. I think people who've never lived or visited a trailer or a mobile home or manufactured home at that don't really know exactly what they're talking about. It's right. Like much like in my field, like we were talking about the dragster, it's like saying getting your oil changed at Jiffy Lube isn't like getting your oil changed at the dealership.
Right.
There really is no major difference.
Right. So to you, a manufactured home is just a home.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
Well, I've been fortunate to meet your whole family, Michelle and the kids, and I guess I can't tell a difference between your family and a family that's raised in any other house. So I guess when you raise them right, it's more how you raise them than the home, right?
Precisely.
So how has living in a manufactured home benefited your family, or what's it meant for you and Michelle and the kids?
It's been a lot. Living in a manufactured home, there's a lot of comforts, believe it or not. We don't, as far as maintenance, there's not as much maintenance as people think on a mobile or manufactured home as there is a regular on-site built home.
Right.
As a matter of fact, I have a buddy of mine who moved into a newer house than what my house was built, and he has had probably three times more issues with his home versus my mobile home. And living in that mobile home versus his site-built home, it's freed up quite a bit of money for a family of 7 for us to take trips out of town and live comfortably. And basically, my door opens like his door.
Right. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, I know you got 5 kids and I got 4. Kids are expensive.
Yes, they are.
Right? And they like to do things, and they don't understand that, if you've got a high mortgage, you can't go out or, like that trip y'all took to go pick the what kind of flowers was that?
Oh, they were tulips. I had never been to a tulip farm before, and it was kind of a spur in the moment. Kids and my wife decided, hey, Dad, let's take a trip during spring break to Dallas and go pick tulips. Like I said, it's spur of the moment. Had the situation been a little different, and I was paying a little bit more on taxes in the city, or on a bigger, not so much a bigger house, but a site built home, I may not have been able to do that trip.
Right.
And me thinking I wasn't going to enjoy it, I enjoyed it.
Right. So y'all made the decision, you to get into a new home, and for you and Michelle, the decision y'all made was to purchase a new manufactured home on your own piece of land. So when y'all were discussing home options or what made y'all want to go back to manufactured home?
Well, that's a good question, and to answer that honestly, it was a rainy day. We were making the decision on whether to go ahead and purchase another mobile or manufactured home versus the site built home, and we happened to be driving down the highway, and we looked over at a new subdivision being built. Mind you, it was a rainy day, and we counted at least 10 houses that were getting wet.
Right.
And we kind of laughed, and it was like, I wonder what happens to that wood on a site-built home versus on a mobile home or manufactured home that's built inside of a building where weather isn't going to affect it.
Right, a controlled environment.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people, they don't take that into consideration. There's a lot of benefits of building a home in a controlled environment. Biggest one, wood doesn't get wet. What's going to happen to that wood? They're going to build around it, and they're going to keep building that house. So a lot of benefits to that controlled environment and keeping the cost down more than anything. What would you say to someone that's considering possibly purchasing a factory-built home as their new home?
Man, I would say it'd probably be one of the best, wisest decision they've ever made. Some people are better with numbers. Mm-hmm. So let's just say, for example, you get a site-built home on 1 acre of property, same size home as I'm buying. That site-built home could cost anywhere from $200,000 to $300,000.
Right.
I'm not going to spend even half of that on a manufactured or a mobile home. Like we decided to make the jump and go ahead and purchase another mobile home, which I'm glad we met y'all guys, man. Y'all guys, the Doulbewide Dudes, man. Y'all have been helping me out, man, big time. So, and that note, it was a no-brainer. We're getting what we want. We got to choose a fresh piece of property we liked,
right?
Untouched. Nobody's ever lived there. Nobody's ever stepped foot there, and it's coming together rather quickly and really, really smooth.
Yeah, we were out there last week starting the land clearing, and we had White Cloud drones out there documenting the whole thing. But how excited are you to see your brand new raw piece of land start to take shape there? Man,
it's pretty awesome to go from fresh property looking like, man, this is going to be a mess to, wow, it's really happening, within a day. You can't even tell or even imagine that there was full of brush, full of trees.
Right.
And, man, it's exciting. It's exciting to see everything go from fresh to where we're going to be staying and living and living out the rest of our lives the way it's looking there.
Right.
My kids are enjoying it. It's something that the family is able to see. It's something we can all share together. And most important of all, a memory that they're never going to forget.
Right. Yeah, your son was showing me the pictures he had taken when y'all first walked around your acre right after closing, and they seem pretty excited about it, right?
Yeah, they're pretty excited. All we're excited. I showed them the video from White Cloud, and, man, they were absolutely impressed with what they saw from the ground and then the aerial footage that White Cloud, Adam over there at White Cloud shot. So it's been pretty awesome, man. The kids are excited. They've all been taking pictures and nothing but smiles on our end.
Yeah, well, that's the favorite part of the business that we're in. Behind every home purchase is a family achieving their dreams of home ownership, and it's been a real pleasure to get to know you, and beyond just a customer, really a friend.
Right, right. Likewise, man. It's been. I'm glad I came across y'all guys, man. Everything's been real cool. Mousetrap, UAP, all the guys there, Jason, Ernest, all the guys, have been absolutely wonderful, man. I couldn't have asked for a better group of guys, more like a team to work with.
Yeah. Well, luckily for you, we're a lot better at building homes than I am at basketball, right?
Well, on that note, yeah, I'm a lot better as a mechanic, just like you are at houses and basketball. Let's just say we need to stick to our day jobs.
Yeah, that way our boys aren't making fun of us anymore. Well, awesome, LeRoy. Thank you so much for coming down and sharing your experience with our audience. You know, there's a lot of people out there that they're looking for an affordable place to call their home. You know, they consider manufactured homes, but then they start thinking about what everybody else might think or what the stereotype might be out there. What would your advice be for those folks, LeRoy?
My advice to them is don't hesitate. On my end, being a normal person just like anybody else, and as funny as it was, being one of those stereotype people 20 years ago, didn't know no better. And now that I've done some homework, and of course the help of y'all guys informing me on how these houses are built now, there really isn't that much difference. So my recommendation is don't hesitate. Ask any questions you want. You know, hopefully here in the future you'll be living in a mobile home yourself and save you a whole tons of money.
Yeah. Money you can spend with the family, kids, and experience in life, right?
Exactly. Why wait till retirement to actually live life? Why not live life in a mobile home or manufactured home and enjoy it the whole time while you're young enough to enjoy it, and then retire and even enjoy it some more? Yeah.
Well, that's solid advice. Like you said, your door opens just like everyone else's, right?
That's correct. And if I had to do it again, I would do it again.
Well, that's awesome. Well, thanks again, LeRoy, and we look forward to putting the whole package together and seeing smiles on the kids' face when you guys finally get to move into your new home.
Awesome, man. It was my pleasure. Thank you.
There you have it, folks. That was LeRoy and AP tackling the mobile home myth of trailer trash. You know, unfortunately, the stigma that still surrounds our industry. But yeah, you guys heard it from an actual homeowner. I hope that had some good insight for you guys. Tune into the next episode where we're going to cover tornado magnets. This is another myth where these mobile homes can't withstand wind and tornadoes or hurricanes and things like that. So we'll tackle that in the next podcast. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll talk to you then.